go. Good thing, it's been happening for 3 seasons. It works very, very well. And look at that, number 48, Dwayne Bishop. He's going to go into turn 1. He's a career, this boy. Had a few wins at Wanganui, but Ashley Payne right round the outside. That's got to be Ashley Payne on the GSXR 750, doesn't it, Brad?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, Ashley Payne, the number 72 machine, so a great start for him. There we go, Dwayne Bishop just coming a bit hot to the S's, but he's there in second place. I got Malcolm Bielski. He got a good jump off the line. Steve Bridges in there as well, so all on here. Another 10-lap race for these guys, so all on for Bears and Formula Sport.
I wonder how they're feeling, because yesterday we had to shorten the day. We run until about 6 o'clock here at Taupo Motorsport Park, Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park, and they're all 6-lap races, so a bit longer today. We're going to see a change of position. Dwayne Bishop's in second spot coming out of the hairpin, but that is Steve Bridge there on the big V20. Just goes right round the outside there on turn 5, so battles there. But meanwhile, Ash Payne is clearing out the front on the Suzuki GSXR 750. He builds his bikes himself. He runs a motorcycle workshop in behind Joe Letts at Wanganui and Churton Street, and he's had some top runs over the years, had a number of wins at the Cemetery Circuit, and great to see Ash Payne out on a bike, and look at the way he's leading. The battle's there on for second and third. It was Steve Bridge, 294, followed by Dwayne Bishop. Will it stay like this? We've also got Jason Bardell on Das Beast, another young, quiet guy from Wanganui. When he gets out, I think he won a Bears race at the Suzuki Series at Manfield last year, so don't discount him on the 49 machine, the big red and black BMW S1000R from Germany. Das Beast, the German for the Beast, I think. Oh, look at that. Somebody got their front end taken out in that little flip-flop. How they saved that, I don't know. And I think that's the Jason Lamb. He's recovered, though. But, wow, that was a big moment. That was quite a scary moment. And I'll tell you what, there's the advantage. The reason we have these little protectors on our handlebars, because if somebody had touched his front brake, he would have been down on the ground. So a moment there. In the meantime, Brad, you've been watching the lead bikes.
Yeah, Ashley Payne with a 1.8 second advantage over the 294 of Steve Bridge. Dwayne Bishop now down into third place. Malcolm Bielski's in fourth. Jason Bardell, we've seen him on the Das Beast. He's in fifth place. Stephen Bates. Stephen, unfortunately, was running in the top 6. He got a jump start penalty with a few others last time around. Jason Lamb, he's in 7th place. Terry Moran, Mark Perry in 9th place, and Richard Mark and Barron there as your top 10. But have a look at this. Ashley Payne, I talked to him last night. He said he's still trying to come to grips with the suspension and handling of that bike. But if he gets it all sorted, it's looking good. But Steve Bridge now in second place and going to try and reel him in. This is going to be great to watch. It was an awesome battle yesterday. So we'll see how this unfolds in a 10-lapper, Spider.
Yeah, I've got a memory that Ashley Payne often runs a little wee 400 V4 that Yoshi Kishimoto brought out from Japan. And it is one of the high-spec motorcycles in New Zealand, being the Japanese really good fruit in it. But, of course, with that becomes the reliability and the affordability to service it. But right now, he's out there leading this race on the Suzuki GSXR 750, and beautiful presented bike, and in behind him Steve Bridge. He's closing in there. We had a gap between first and second across the line of 1.897 seconds in the last lap. We'll see what it is now. It's 1.2. So Steve Bridge, a man who's in the top 20 of the all-time winners at the Cemetery Circuit, a man that's recovered or come back from a massive injury about 4 years ago. He crashed in the practice and got run over, and both his legs were smashed. He spent about 2 years recovering from that. Surgery didn't go well. And to get out there and get on the podium at Wanganui again, and it just shows you how to. And a man that's also right into the motorcycle world, owns F1 engineering. There's nothing this guy doesn't do without motorcycling in his world, and does it very well. So he's in second spot, and Bishop and fourth. The only change we've had in the top 10 is actually Mark Perry's gone ahead of Richard Markham Barrett, and further down the line Guy Mendes has got ahead of Jeff Rogerson on the 148 machine. Sam Willis, he entered, but unfortunately not on the track, and nor is Colin McGregor, so unfortunately they couldn't get out on the track. So all in all, a strong field too there, Brad. Yeah, 24 in, that's great for Bears Racing. 24 bikes on track, and brilliant to see Ashley Payne just come back with his GSXR 750, and yeah, if he gets this thing all dialed in, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. The legendary Steve Bridge right there behind him. So down to 1.2 seconds that gap. It's definitely a lot smaller than that as we see them climbing out of turn 11 and down the back straight. So this is going to be brilliant. There's still going to be 7 laps to go when they cross the brine. Look at the lap times there, 32.9. For Steve Bridge in second at 33.0, so that's 0.7 of a second quicker. So and it shows on the track that closing in. It was 1.2 second gap from from about 1.4 or something the lap before. So Steve Bridge is putting the lap times in there. Are we going to see a change in turn 1, Brad, Richie?
Yeah, up the inside, Steve Bridge under brakes. Ashley Payne's got the smaller bike, so just took the line away, but less than 0.1 of a second in it, so it's all on now. So definitely the fastest man on track. Steve Bridge, a 1:32.1 that time around, so over a second quicker than Ashley on that last lap, and all over the back wheel of him. I think a little bit more nimble, that GSXR 750 through the infield, but Steve Bridge definitely winding up that V-twin Ducati. But look at that ride on the back wheel into turn 5. What a great little battle. And then Dwayne Bishop, he's doing a neat and tidy job in 3rd place. Malcolm Belsky in 4th. Jason Bardell. And we've got Jason Lamb climbing through the field. He's up into 6th place now, with Mark Perry 8th and Richard Markenbarrett 9th. Stephen Leggett in 10th place. So brilliant stuff. We'll keep an eye on this battle for the lead. But Mark Perry, a good top 8 for him at the moment. So we'll look out for him, the man from the Manor 2. And then we go through. There's 24 bikes on track, and they're all on the lead lap. So absolutely fantastic Formula Sport Bears racing.
Well, I don't think we had much in the way of lapping yesterday with the 6-lap race, because that's going to play a part where these laps have been early on in the day, 10 laps, and I guess some of the Superbike and 600 Supersport race or Formula 2 bikes and Formula 1 bikes will be longer races. So we didn't really have that issue yesterday. Longer races today, and of course we are predicting rain through the day, so it's very interesting. It's great to see these guys battling so early in the race, and Steve Bridge is really hounding Ashley Payne. Also, what I like about these particular classes is the difference in the beasts on the bike. You've got a 4-cylinder inline 4 750 versus, I wouldn't even speculate on what size this big V-twin is. Steve Bridge is probably around 1,000 cc's what he's got. 294 is his number. Ducati 1199, so I'm 200, I'm 20% out, sorry folks, I'm a bit of an unprofessional in that area. So 1200cc V-twin versus 750cc 4. You can see that battle going into turn 5 here at the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park for the first round of the New Zealand Suzuki International Series 2019. Next, in the program as well, you'll see 3 columns there, T, MF and CC. Now there's a Y in each of those columns for each individual rider. T is Taupo, Manfield next weekend is MF and Cemetery. So some of these riders are electing to do various ones depending on things. So that'll give you the information who to watch for next weekend. Who's missing too as well. Great fields in all the classes, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant fields, top quality riders all over the world, and brilliant stuff. And this one here, Bears and Formula Sport, and Steve Bridge right on the back wheel of Ashley Payne as they head down into turn 11. They go out of our commentary box site, but always keen to keep an eye on them coming out of the hairpin. Ashley Payne with that bright red fairing on his bike. There's nothing in that cap. They come down the back straight. Has Bridgie got enough in the tank? He's definitely not quite reeling him in as much as he wants. Under brakes, he looks very sharp into the flip-flop, and I think we've got to change to the lead. He's coming really hot, though. He's managed to pull it up. That's some great riding, Steve Bridge, and can Ashley Payne come back? No, I think we've got the change for the lead spot of the 294. The F1 engineering man, Steve Bridge, is taking the lead of this one. Ashley Payne just 0.2 of a second in there behind him. So they're lapping in the 132s. Earlier on the race, that's 133.08 for that Bridgie that time round. So here we go. Ashley Payne going to have a little look at the inside of the S. Is not quite going to be there. So there we go. We can call it now the change for the lead. Steve Bridge, he's going to look to put his heels to the road and get away with this one, Spider.
Oh, definitely. This has been brewing for a couple of laps. Steve has been stronger in a couple of spots, but overall lap times he's about 0.7 of a second quicker, and it's showing right now. They pass coming towards the front straight of Taupo here, and already there's a large gap there, and I think this is only going to go and get stronger, although it can be the bait that Ashley Payne needs just to crank it up. But I think this is the way it's going to stay here. We've got to go back to 3rd place, Dwayne Bishop. Very lonely ride there. In fact, we go another 150 metres back to Malcolm Belsley, Jason Bardell, followed by Jason Lamb, Stephen Bates from Te Awamutu on the 14, the BMW S1000R, Richard Markenbarrett on the Triumph, Mark Perry from Sanson, halfway between Wanganui and Palmerston North, Stephen Leggett, Wanganui boy, Terry Moran is in 11th spot, he's a Wellington boy, Ryan Carton, Ryan's from Christchurch, I think, the dentist. This is the man that makes teeth for a living and gets out there and races bike. He's on an Aprilia at the moment, also races a Buell at the Bears Racing, so great to have the South Islander up here as well. So Morgan Govion, you know about him, the letter M.
Yep, yeah, I met Morgan and Manu. They brought the Vauxhall over from France, so Morgan Gagnon, great to have them over. He's on a V 1000cc Vauxhall, so it was a a production motorcycle back in its day, and they turned it into a race bike. So yeah, great to have a bit of French flavour with Morgan on the Vauxhall out there. So that's brilliant stuff. He's in 14th place at the moment, and just while we're looking at the timing screen, we noticed we are split into Bears Senior and Junior as well. So we'll acknowledge Robert Lamasse there. He is the first Junior Bear home at the moment with Guy Mendes and Paul Jenkins. So that's our 15th, 16th and 18th in the race, but that's our first Bears Junior guys coming home at the moment. So what, 4 laps to go. There's still Steve Bridge. He's now extended that lead to over a second and looking absolutely fantastic coming out of turn 7 at the moment.
What has Bears been? Bears is British, European, American racing. It comes rain. It comes from the old days when the British, the Japanese just dominated everything. Their technology was way better, and the Bears said, well, we're actually dangerous out on the track with these Japanese bikes. So they decided in New Zealand, it started in New Zealand, to do this. So it's an acronym of Bears, British, European, American racing. Over time, we've had some bikes that have been in that class which have been running New Zealand Superbike Championships, BMW S1000Rs and the like. So, and it's great. There's a lot of Bears supporters and Bears clubs. They have the Sound of Thunder in Christchurch every February. I think it's been going for mid-30 years now. And in recent times, in the last 3 years, and coming up in April, I think this year, the Central Thunder. It's come back to the North Island. It's a good 2-day weekend. Great atmosphere in the pits. While I'm talking about Manfield and the atmosphere in the pits, there's a bit of confusion now whether you're allowed to start Manfield next weekend, folks. There is camping there. You can turn up on the competitors turn up on the Thursday after 3 o'clock. Set your pits up. There's no camping there on the Thursday night, but there's camping there on Friday and Saturday, and there's no charge for the camping. You've got to respect. So there is rumours around that it's got to be self-contained camper van. That is incorrect. I've checked with the management. You can come along there in the tent and camp there, and it's a great atmosphere. So yeah, just a bit of politics here, or just information. So back to the track there, Mr. Ritchie.
Yeah, Steve.
Mr. Ritchie Jr.
Steve Bridge, he is in charge this one, stretching that advantage again. He was a 1:32.3 that time round, so almost the fastest lap of the race. Is getting better and better. There's lap traffic to contend with. He's got through that easy enough. Steve Bridge, the legendary Steve Bridge from F1 Engineering, the man in Narrawahia. He's in first place. Ashley Payne still in second place, right on his heels. Dwayne Bishop 20 seconds back in third place with Malcolm Belsky. In fourth, Jason Bardell. Fifth, Jason Lamb. In sixth, seventh for Stephen Bates. Mark Perry still in eighth place with Stephen Leggett. We've lost Richard Markham Barrett, so hopefully Richard's okay. He's just dropping out of our timing screen, so hopefully he's okay. We've seen we've got Stephen Leggett, Terry Moran, Ryan Carlton, Morgan Govignon and Chris Dyson, with Adrian Clare in 14th place. Robert Lamasse there with our first Junior Bears home at the moment. He's on the Triumph with Guy Mendes. He's in second place in the junior class, 16th place in the race. So yeah, plenty to look at here. We've got still 2.5 laps to go, and absolutely brilliant Bears action brought to you by Q West Boat Builders.
Great to see Graham Billington back at the racetrack, our former road race commissioner. He's a man that I remember in the Castrol 6 Hour, teaming up with Brian Bernard back in the early 80s. And it's been all the way through there, as I say, road race commissioner. He's got himself a Triumph 675. He had a problem on the start. He got off the start line a little bit tough yesterday, and he got into turn 1 and forgot that he was not on his 250 like he raced for years, and run off into the grass. But he still had a laugh about it, and a great competitor to have at the track there, Brad. Yeah,
absolutely. What a legend. Great to see Billy out there. And he's in the Bears junior class, so although he's 23rd in the race, he'll be about 7th or 8th place in his class, so not a bad day at the office so far. But we've got 2 laps to go, and Steve Bridge still stretching that advantage. It's over 2 seconds now. Back to Ashley Payne in second place, with Dwayne Bishop and Malcolm Belsky 3rd and 4th. So brilliant stuff all around, and we've got so many bikes on track, 24 Bears. This is absolutely brilliant, and we are getting down to the business end of this one, Spider.
Yeah, this all footage is all live now to the world, but in about a day, Grant Collingwood from Ctas, he's such a legend, mate. They've even got a town named after him. They've got Grant, Nebraska, I think, named after Grant Collingwood, but he'll put it up on YouTube, so you can have a look on YouTube to look at all this footage and review. If you're a rider, you can review where you got the strong points or the weak points, and it helps you into next weekend. As far as the inclement weather coming along, it's going to be interesting. The meeting hasn't been declared wet. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but all we want to do is make it as safe as possible for everybody, and it's just tough when we had qualifying in the wet yesterday for the Super Sport 600, which changed things. We're on the final lap there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, white flag out, 1 lap to go, and Steve Bridge a massive 3.6 seconds, so took a second and a half out of Ashley Payne last time around. So what an absolute pleasure to watch Steve Bridge through the S's now at the moment. Ashley Payne, he's in second place, so A bit of a role reversal from yesterday. We saw Bridge take the race win, but a time penalty, unfortunately, for him. So there we go. We've got Malcolm Belsky up into third place ahead of Dwayne Bishop as well. So that battle there out of turn 1, that's going to be quite interesting to keep our eyes on. We've got Neil, he'll be doing the podiums as well. So that podium battle, we'll see if Dwayne's going to have anything for Malcolm Belsky, but that is with Malcolm at the moment through the S's.
Yeah, great to have Korea West on board. Sponsoring is also Scaford, Wanganui Scaford Scaffolding Company as well. So I hope these people get to the Suzuki Series and see where they put their money. And thanks for having those sponsors on board. But right now, we're going to be running to the line. There's the Pirelli going through and spent 9 spots. Stephen Legal on the 79, the purple bike. So we've got to find out where these lead 2 bikes are there and run it to the line there, Brad Ritchie. I think that's the lead bike there through... where's that sunlight coming from? Just trying to pick. What do I need to pick up? Probably the easiest one to pick up is Ashley Payne. Oh, they're that far forward there.
Yeah, into the flip-flop now. Steve Bridge coming around turn 14. So around out of turn 14, the 294 F1 engineering man, Steve Bridge, takes the checkered flag and emphatic race win here. Unfortunately took the line honours yesterday, but got relegated to third with a time penalty for a jump start. This time we've had no indication of a jump start so far, so we'll keep that as provisional. But Steve Bridge takes the win over Ashley Payne, and then the battle for third place coming down the back straight. There's lap traffic in the way as well. Malcolm Belsky still ahead of Dwayne Bishop. So in through the flip-flop, there's lappers there. Seemed to hold both of them up, really. Didn't seem to be an advantage for either Malcolm or Dwayne, but there we go, out of turn 14, Malcolm Belsky, and Dwayne, the run to the line. It's going to be Malcolm Belsky going to hang on to that one for a good third place. Dwayne Bishop going to finish in fourth, just less than 0.2 of a second in that gap when they crossed the line. And then we look out for the 5th place man, Jason Lamb. So he didn't get the greatest of starts, but manages to pull his way back into 5th spot. He's lapping in the 136s as well, so a good day so far for Jason Lamb. Stephen Bates gets up ahead of Mark Perry, and Jason Bardell, unfortunately, just slipping down the timing scheme at the moment. We'll have a look for him, see if he's still coming round. But there's the update at the moment. Steve Bridge, Ashley Payne and Malcolm Belsky, that's your podium, with Dwayne Bishop ahead of Jason Lamb, Stephen Bates and Mark Perry. We've got Stephen Leggett, Terry Moran, and then we go to Ryan Carlton rounding out our top 10. Morgan Gauvignon on the Vauxhall, the V-twin 1000cc machine. You have to go and have a look at that bike. He's down underneath the race control garage, and brilliant to catch up with Manu and Morgan. Manu, the bike owner, brought it over here from France, and great to have some international flavour, making it the Suzuki International Series. And there we go with Bears in Formula Sport action, brought to you by Q West Boat Builders, and it's Steve Bridge, Ashley Payne and Malcolm Belsky, your podium. We'll cross down to Neil Ritchie, who will do our podium interviews.